Yeah, happy morning, guys. Today we shall discuss some important things regarding 2023 board exam in chemistry. So, as we know, there are 10 chapters and 6 chapters has been excluded for this exam. So, in that, here are the CBSE marks assigned for each chapters, right? So, the highest priority goes for electrochemistry. This is number one. And the second highest priority goes for aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. This is number two. So these are the first two things you should have in your mind. And then the third priority goes for much more lessons. That is, one is solution, 7 marks. And another one is kinetics, DNF, coordination, and amines. So these are in the third place. Things which I marked here, these are in the third place. First priority goes for easy, that is electrochemistry. Second priority goes for AKC, aldehydes and ketones compound. And a third priority goes for these lessons. Right. Then the next thing, 6 marks of this is haloalkanes and haloaurids, alcohol phenols and ethers, and amines. So these are all basic things in organic. So these three lessons carry 6 marks. So this is the fourth priority, right? So first priority is for electrochemistry and aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acid. That is the thing you have to remember, right? First you have to finish these two things, and then you have to go for the second set. That is these lessons: solutions, kinetics, DNF, coordination, and amines. And last that we can go for this organic part, that is halogen solvents, alcohol phenols, and ethers, and amines. So this is the thing we have to know regarding the priority wise. Which lesson we have to finish first, which lesson we have to finish second, which lesson we have to finish third. Right. So we can give as four sets. That is first set, first, second, and third, and fourth, right? So you have to go in this order, right? Safer side. So first side you have to go for electrochemistry, second you have to go for AKC, and third you have to go for solutions, kinetics, DNF, coordination, and biomolecules. And fourth side you have to go for organic part, haloalkanes, haloarines, alcohol, phenols, and ethers, and amines, right? So this is a pattern you should have in your mind, right? This is a pattern you should have on your mind, right? Then we can go for chapter-wise split up, how the questions will be. And one important point, as of the point of view of evaluators, few lessons are considered as a lesson for slow learners. So that is, they can score better marks if they are completing this. If you are not able to complete the whole chapter, you must complete at least these exams, these lessons. That is solutions, electrochemistry, solutions, electrochemistry, and coordination compound, amines, and biomolecules. Right? So these chapters are considered as the least chapters for slow learners, those who are not able to compete with others. Right? At least these chapters you should have, then only you are able to get a decent pass. Right? That is what you have to given in your thing. And most importantly, you don't worry about the solutions and electrochemistry and kinetics regarding the what is it? Numericals. So numericals, the marks will be given in a split up manner. That is, if you write the correct formula, you can get 1 mark, and correct substitution, you can get 1 mark, and the unit and result are right, the units and results are right, you can get 1 mark. So here most of you will be facing the problem in the last part, that is in the simplification part, mathematical part. Non-math students usually they have a scare about these three chapters, but if you are able to write the formula and if you are able to substitute the formula, you can get a decent. That is 50% of marks. If it is a 3 marks, you can guess, sure you can get 1.5 marks, right? That you can have in maths. Coordination, compound summations, and biomechanics, they are quite easy, right? So it's the easiest way to get a decent pass in the examination is to go through these chapters. That is 1, 2, 3, and chemical kinetics also. These numerical chapters you have to go, and these three chapters, 1, 2, 3 numerical chapters, and 5, 9, 10. So these three are considered as chapters for slow learners in the board examination. So if we thorough with these lessons, definitely we can get a decent pass. Okay. Now we can go for the next part. Okay. Here. So what will be the solutions asked in the respective lessons? Can go with the thing, right? So here, as I told, these three lessons, they'll be having a numerical part, right? They'll be having numerical questions in that. And here in DNF block, we can get reasoning type questions here. DNF, we can get the reasoning type questions, right? Application oriented. So DNF, for instance, we can understand the diamagnetic, paramagnetic, dipole moment, colored compounds, and oxidation and reducing nature. So these kind of why this is better than that, why this is reducing than that, why this is having the higher oxidation state. This compound is great oxidizing agent and it +3 or +4 oxidation state. Why? Such kind of questions will be asked in the DNF block elements, right? And in coordination compounds, here, let me clean these things first. It will be easy for us to go further. Yeah, just a second, I'll do this so that we can get a clear picture again, or else it will be a mess again, right? Okay, now this is a clean slate again. We'll go for it. Right. Now, D block elements, as I said, application oriented things will be there. And let us go for coordination compounds next. Yeah, D and F block, you have to understand that the most important question in actinides and lanthanides part is lanthanide contraction to actinide contraction, right? Don't forget that. Bromium, Hoffman and zirconium having the same atomic radii. Why? Such kind of questions will be there in the part of lanthanides and actinoids, F block elements. So, right? So, that you should have in your mind. So, as a gist, we can write that. Handwriting will not be good, so I'll type here so that it will be easy for you to understand. Right here. So in the D block elements, we can expect questions like application oriented. Then how is a little better. Let me erase this too. Yeah, this is what I expect. This will be good for you, right? Right, let us go. So, in D and F block elements, we can expect questions like trends. Trends in the sense why this thing goes higher, why that thing goes lower, that kind of questions will be there. and what is that? Their metallic character, their ionic radii, ionization enthalpy, such that an application oriented in the sense that is what I said. Um, for instance, C3 plus is more oxidizing power in its nature than the other compounds in its period. So how it happens? That is the thing, and then magnetic properties. And LC, as we know, lanthanide contraction or actinide contraction. Actinide contraction will be there, right? Definitely. Then ionic equation may be there. Okay. So these are the things we can expect here in the case of d block elements, right? Then next in the case of coordination component. In the case of coordination compounds, we can have questions like Werner's theory, VBT, CFT, then we can have structure, what is it? And in coordination compounds, I forgot to say. There will be a nomenclature, na? Nomenclature questions also will be there in coordination. Nomenclature questions will be there. So it will be clear for you, right? Nomenclature questions will be there. And here, VBT, CFT, and then stereoisomers. This is new topic so that we can expect questions from here. Stereoisomerism. And as usual, the CFT in the sense, you know that is CF is the crystal flare, splitting energy, splitting of orbitals, like that. VBT in the sense, we can expect that hybridization, structure, dipole moment, such kind of questions may be there. And don't expect the postulates of VBT, CFT or Werner's. Postulates will not be there, and I'm telling you that only application oriented questions must be there, will be there, right? So don't expect such kind of direct questions from there, right? Then we can think about haloalkanes and haloarenes. Haloalkanes and haloarenes, we can expect first, as usual, we can expect the questions from solubility, PP. Solubility, that is the physical properties, gradation in properties, and then we can think about optical activity, optical rotation, optical activity, optical activity, then mechanism of substitution reactions. Is all right here? Mechanism of substitution reaction, right? And naming reactions will be there. So organic chemistry in the sense we should not avoid the naming reactions, right? Naming reactions. Naming reactions will be there, right? So we can expect such kind of questions from here. Okay. And the last part, like that, environmental and side effects. There will be structures like dichloromethane, trichloromethane, tetrachloride. So these things we can have what objective MCQs will be there. MCQs is the last part, right? So that we can expect here. There is MCQs. I'll put it here. MCQs in last part. Last part in the sense like DDT, whatever. What are the things in DDT? DDT, CCl4, CCl4, DDT. The structure of DDT may be an objective. Freons, iodoform, tetrachloromethane. So it will be like that. Na? So such kind we can expect MCQs from these chapters, right? And in case of alcohol, phenols, and ethers, as usual, organic chemistry, you have to understand that Naming reaction is an unavoidable one, but no name shall be given. That is what you have to understand, right? Naming reactions, but names will not be given in your question paper. Naming reactions, right? Naming reaction in the sense, complete the equation, find the missing thing, so like that. Such kind of things may happen, right? In the case of alcohol, phenols, and ethers, and identification of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Let me show here. That'll be easy for you to understand, right? Let me show here. It is here only now. Yes, yeah. In the case of alcohol, phenols, and ethers, questions should be related to. Yeah, let me take this one. Nomenclature, there will be a question always, right? And PP, this is the important part. This seems to be the very little part, and here the questions will be on the next level. That is, higher order questions will be from here, right? Hearts will be from here. Okay. Then differentiation between the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols will be there, right? And nomenclature, as I saw, nomenclature and the naming reactions, we should not forget. Everything will be there, right? And comparison of phenols and alcohols, right? Regarding their acidity, regarding their stability, such kind of questions will be there. And ethers, there will be one or two questions or not, may not be, right? So ethers we can have, that's it. And in the case of aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid, as usual, nomenclature is there. And the nature of carbonyl group, you know that clearly. And mechanism, right? Here, in the case of here, aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic mechanism of nucleophilic addition. In the case of phenols, mechanism of electrophilic substitution reaction will be there, right? So this part is more important, right? Electrophilic substitution reaction mechanism, and here nucleophilic substitution reaction mechanism is most important. And this is important. Reactive alpha hydrogen in the aldehydes, right? So these two are more important. Carboxylic acid, this part is important. Acidic nature. Acidic nature, that's why this is more acidic, why that is less acidic, comparison of the things. And as usual, I'm saying that toppers, you should have an eye on this physical properties in all chapters, right? So seems to be a very little part, you can discard it. But actually, this is most important for comparative studies. That is gradation questions. Arrange the following in a higher acidic order or lower acidic order, like that. That is the things. Ka, Kb, pKa, pKb values, that kind of things will be here, right? Chemical properties, as usual, you know, carboxylic acids, that's nothing, right? Then, amines is the smallest chapter in organic chemistry, right? Here, again, the differentiation questions, the distinguishing questions, we call it as. How will you distinguish between primary, secondary, tertiary amines? Like that of an alcohol, right? So, how will you distinguish primary, secondary, tertiary? And the primary amines will have a test, right? Carbolamine test is there. And how can you distinguish between the primary and other amines? This will be asked in the object, I mean, different patterns. They can give a amine, not primary amine, just the example of primary amine, RNH2, like that they can give CH3NH2 or CH3CH2NH2, whatever. Example of primary secondary amine. Can this amine undergo the reaction with, can undergo the carbolamine test? Such kind of questions may be, sir. Diazonium salts, yes, it's important. We should have a look, and chemical reactions and preparation, as usual, we should have a look, right? So this is about amines, and this question, this chapter contains 6 marks, na? So accordingly, we should have, right? And biomolecules, in sense, it's quite easy. Quite easy in the case of biomolecules. Here, don't expect the direct question like that in the carbohydrates part. Don't expect the direct question like that. The structural elucidation of glucose or fructose, right? That's a olden pattern. Now, what they will ask, what is the reaction to identify the presence of or to confirm the presence of aldehyde group in glucose and keto group in fructose. So, the structure will be splitted into 2 or 3, 4 questions in the 2 marks. Right? So don't expect a 5 mark. If it is so, you are lucky. Right? It will not happen all the time, right? And DL configuration, we'll have a look over that. And the linkage is mainly In the case of carbohydrates, what is the linkages? Disaccharides or oligosaccharides, like that of what is the linkage present in that compounds? So what is glycosidic linkage? So such kind of questions, or identify the linkage present in the given example. So C1, C4 linkage, whatever it may be, right? So that you should have an idea about that. And proteins, the main question is from the structure of proteins and denaturation of proteins, right? So these are the repeated questions in all the papers mostly. Structure of proteins in the sense, it's quite simple, it's not a 5 mark, so it will be in 1 or 2 marks, right? And peptide bond and peptide linkage, right? Which carbon is linked to there, and amino acids is Viteroyon, right? Whether an amino acid is acid or a base, such kind of questions may be there. And the structure I told you already, and this part is most important. The hormone was introduced this time so that we can expect a question in this hormones. It's a very little part so that you can have a thing in your mind, right? Vitamins for goodness of our health, we can learn this one. And DNA RNA, you know, there is nothing serious in this one, right? So this is a rough idea of questions as of my knowledge, right? That I can discuss with you, and we'll stop here and we'll discuss the uh, blueprint, possible blueprint for all the questions in our next thing. Okay. So stay tuned for the next video related to the blueprint of board examination as soon. Just put your need in comment so that I can clarify. I think whatever you need. Thank you, guys.